Hi everyone. Today we're going to do a Pilates sequence using the Powercircle. Slight caveat to this, got a bit of a niggly back, so I'm not going to be doing all of the advanced movements, but I will give you pointers as we go through of how you could advance this session. So we're going to start standing at the end of the mat. We're going to stand in our Pilates stance with the ring in front of us. I'm going to take one leg, wrap it around the other leg and lower down with control, pushing the circle forwards and then coming to lie down in the middle of the mat with the circle above the sternum. Take a nice big inhale for ribcage arms. As you exhale, softly hug the circle and bring the arms behind you to a point that the ribs don't change. Inhale and lift the arms back up, and exhale, we move the arms. So this doesn't need to be a big movement. I want you just to watch, those ribs. If you go too far, you might sort of kind of do that. See how my ribs have lifted? I could get my whole hand in there. So you don't want to go to that position. You're just keeping the lower back, the body neutral. Exhaling the arms as they go over. That's going to help keep the ribs together. And pause at the top. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lift the head and shoulders, pushing the circle towards the tops of the knees, and then lie back down. And we're just softly hugging the ring. We're not crushing it. It's still quite round. And the lower back again, the pelvis is staying neutral. And we'll do one more of these. The 100. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders, lowering the circle. And as we breathe, we're going to pulse the ring. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can stay here, or you can keep the thigh bone still and lift one leg to tabletop or to straight. If that's feeling good, you could lift the other leg, hugging the inner thighs together. So here you could have both legs straight. I'm not, because of my back. I'm going to stay in tabletop, keeping the breath and keeping pulsing from underneath my body and my back, not from my chest. I might try and lengthen a bit. Here we go. Two more full breaths. And lie down. Take the circle and place it on the sternum, sliding the feet either away a bit so they're still bent or fully straight. And you're going to lift your head up, looking at the ring. We're going to sit up over the top of the circle, rounding the spine. At the top, lengthen the legs out and roll over the circle more. And then roll back down. You can soften the knees or keep them long and lie into the mat. And again, exhale. Mold your body around the circle. And lie back down. 3 more. Armpits are anchoring so the chest can stay wide. In my true form, I've lost count already, but I think we've got one more. Stretching away from those thighs is the last one. And if that's too much, you can hold the circle up here and roll up with the circle up here. Single leg circles. So we're going to pull the right leg into tabletop. The left leg can be straight, it can be bent. This right leg might be straight or it might be bent. And we're just focusing on the ribs, so it doesn't really matter too much about this leg where it is. We're just going to circle this thigh bone, keeping everything else as still as we can and pulling into the center by squeezing the ring. And reverse. Circle. Circle. Sometimes it's actually harder to do it with a bent leg because it brings you more into your powerhouse and into the center of the body, which is where we always want to work, change legs. But again, you could be here, here, or fully straight. Circle. Hug the ring. And your thigh circles are kind of the size of your power circle. Reverse. Two more. Last one. And lower the leg down. The ab series. We're going to place the circle around the back of the head. So it's quite high and our hands are on the front. And this is to encourage us to get length in the back of the neck and to really use our belly. We're going to lift the head and shoulders up for single leg stretch. Sometimes this slides, so you might need to just adjust it. Pull the knees in and then reach one leg out long. And it might be high, it doesn't have to be low, and switch. Elbows are wide, shoulders are down the back. Reach and reach. Curling up from the powerhouse. Last one. Double legs. Push out both legs. Deepen the curl and pull back in. Deepen the abdominal connection to back. Two more. Check your armpits. Last one. And lie down. Take the circle in the hands and reach the arms up to the ceiling. Reach the right leg up into the air. And reach the left leg up into the air. Longish legs. Your goal is to touch the circle. Kick for it. Kick for it. Trying not to overly lift the bum. Reach. Reach. Hug the circle with the armpits. Kick. 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 And bend the knees. Put the circle between the inner thighs, or you might put it between the ankles. Again, that's totally fine. Arms are by the side, so your legs might be here, they might be up. The circle might be here, it might be up. We're going to bring the hands behind the head. We're going to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat. And we're going to lower, 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 and lift. Again, it doesn't need to be big. I'm keeping it small for my back. You want to focus on your upper body curl and your waist being into the mat. One more time. And bend the knees. Good. Put the feet down. Either with straight legs or bent legs. Lift the head and roll up. And stretch forwards. Restack the spine, open the feet to the width of the mat for spine stretch forwards, lifting the arms up overhead. Hug the circle, inhale, and exhale, round. Roll the pelvis forwards and lift back up to the top. Here you can do this also with bent legs, exhaling, and coming back up. Go for two more. I'll go somewhere in the middle. Last one. and rest. And then bring the legs together, lower the arms, and lie down one bone at a time, all the way into the mat. Bring the knees into the chest and put the circle around the feet, or around the thigh bone, sorry, just above the knee. And put the feet on the mat for bridge. Gently pressing out into the ring, we're going to lift up. And we're going to articulate back down. We're going to lift up using all of the feet. And we're going to lower back down. And kind of don't leave the pelvis behind. You know, sometimes when we lift, we end up with an almost sticking of the bum out. And you want to feel it curling up and through so that you can really lift from the seat and come back down. 2 more. Or the other thing is we pop our ribs and we lift from way up here. Ribs are heavy, tail is reaching and pushing us up, and come back down. 1 more time. And then pull the knees into the body. Remove the circle. Take a little figure 4 stretch roll while we're here. And change legs. Side leg series. We're going to roll up and we're going to come onto one side. And the circle is going to go through, our legs are going to go through the circle. So you're going to bring your body to the back edge of the mat. Legs will be at the front diagonal. Propped up. And nice and long. Okay, top leg. We're going to lift and lower. Now it's really hard, I think, when we have the circle here, because the temptation is to stare at our feet. You want to look straight ahead, so this spine can be really long. Do 1 more and circle this leg. You're going to trace all the way around it. Use your proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space. So you don't need to use your eyes. 2 more. Get every bit of that circle and change. Reaching leg through the ring, but pulling head off the spine. 2 more. Oh, I really want to look at my foot. 1 more. And then pause. You're going to take this top leg and rest it on the circle. It's just resting. It's not crushing, she says. We're going to lift the lower leg up and down. Lengthen and lift. Trying not to overly brace or use this hand, which I know I'm doing right now. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Circle this leg. Around. Around. Ooh, this is hard. Around. That's it. 2 more. All the length of that inner thigh. Reverse. That's it. Just check you're not squashing the ring. Bracing, she says. 2 more. Last time. And rest. Bring that top leg back inside the ring. Lift up both legs. Roll onto your belly. And roll over to the other side. Sweeping the legs forwards. And resting down. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 2 more. Last time. Circle. Around. Around. Pull the head off the spine. 3. Skim the circle. 4. Reverse. 5. Try and get every single bit. Notice which bits you're missing. and take the leg on the top. Inner thighs. We lift and lower. Trying not to crush the ring. It's all about that lower leg. 2, 1, circle, 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 2, 1, reverse. Keep that top leg lifted by lengthening. 3, 2, and 1. Put both legs back inside. Lift those legs up and roll over onto your back. I'm going to bend my knees and put my feet down. That was a really mean transition. Maybe don't do that. So from there, you're going to bring your circle back. We're going to have the legs together. They're bent, but not as bent as a bridge. Arms are up above the armpits. We're going to lift the head and we're going to roll up. Take the right leg and actually I'll do the left leg first. Take the left leg, extend it on the mat. Or if you want more of a challenge, you're going to curl and you're going to lift that leg up, or it might be in a tabletop. Okay, I don't mind, but it's in a different position to your right leg. And you're going to lie back down, lower back, middle back, upper back. Now this circle, you can have it here. I'll do a repetition of each position. You play around with it. Lift the head and roll up. I actually quite like this one for me, it's quite nice. And roll back down. It might be behind the head. Very hard to cheat your abdominals here. It might be reaching overhead like a halo. See? Yep. And lie back down. Last time. Change legs. So again, leg is either straight, tabletop, or straight and lifted. Lie down. I'm going to go through all those variations of the circle. Inner thighs are hugging together. Legs are reaching long. What was next? Halo. Lifting up and through the ring. Keep it over the head as you lie back down. Last one. And all the way down. Good. And then bend those knees. We're going to roll up. Actually, we're going to roll up. One final time. Good. And then you're going to sit. We've just changed the order here slightly. Either with the legs straight, in a diamond, or a bit bent. I'm going to go diamond. Arms are going to reach up in front. Rotation. Take a big inhale. Lifting back body up through the circle. So we're trying not to just pop out our ribs. We're stretching and we're going to rotate. Spiral up through the ring. Inhale to center. Exhale. And inhale. You're going to go as far as you can without your hips or your pelvis moving. I'm not going to lie, I'm being a little bit cautious. One more. And then come back to center. Bring the legs together and lie down into the mat. Place the circle on the mat behind you and roll onto your belly. Arms reaching long, hugging the circle from the armpits and the back. Forehead is hovered. You have the option here to press in and to lift the sternum. We're going to kick the legs. So you can kick here, you might be down here, Your belly is lifted into your back body. And we're just reaching, trying to get forwards, but our legs are trying to reach backwards. That actually feels kind of nice. If I really pull forwards, but try and connect with each pelvic half and reach it backwards, like I want to get it off my ribs. I want my waist to push in 2 directions. And then lie down. Hands under shoulders, tuck the toes under. We're going to push up into a plank. Same thing here. Reach crown away. Don't clench buttocks together, but glide them away. You hold this for as long as you can. When you start to feel, oh my gosh, I can't do it anymore, you can do it for more. Anchor the armpits, anchor the inner thighs, refine your length, and then we're going to hold and sit back in to a rest position. We're rounded. We pull this rounded shape reluctantly back to the feet. Hands moving to one side and over to the other side. And it's like you're molding over your circle. You're curling under it. That's the feeling that you want to have. Okay, onto the side for seated mermaid. We're just going to go in one direction. So here, your legs could be stacked, could be offset. You might be in a full stack, holding the bottom ankle, so you're really wrapped in there. Wherever you are, you want to be able to lift up tall and not be sagging in. Okay, so you're nice and lifted. Circle, we're going to hold up into the air. Inhale, lift this circle to the ceiling, not just from your shoulder, but from your waist, from your pelvis pushing down, and inhale over. Exhale and come back up. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Lift, stretch in 2 directions. Letting the head be part of that reach as well. And come back up. Put the circle down. The stretch that everyone loves. Inhale over. Cup the ear, rotate. And exhale. And then come back up. Teaser the legs. And set up on the other side. So different sides are different. Particularly, if you've got back stuff going on. So you might be offset. You might be fully stacked in your little pretzel. A little bit harder for me on this side. Wherever you are, you want to lift or be able to lift out of both hips. This is where I need to lift. I can feel that. Arms lift. Push the pelvis down and stretch side body. And exhale. Inhale the breath to push the pelvis down more and lift the ribs off in opposition. One more. And there's that lovely stretch. Inhale, cup the ear. And come back up. Lovely. Teaser the legs to the front. Good. And then take the circle and place it between the ankles. You're going to come and balance on your seat. So just watch. You're not going to kick your face there, but just watch. Because sometimes we can put it between the inner thighs. Eyes are looking in. We're in our little seal position. We're going to pulse the ring 3 times. Inner thigh, inner thigh, inner thigh. Roll back, roll up, and off we go again. Beat, beat, beat. Beat, beat, beat. Lift the pelvis off the ribs. You've just created all this length. Don't lose it now by slumping in on yourself. Beat, beat, beat. 2 more. Last time. And then take the circle, put the feet down and cross the ankles. If you can, reach that circle far away, and come up to stand. Lovely. Otherwise, you can just finish on the mat. That's you done, everyone. Great job.